What's the hubbub about racism around the WNBA? If you pay attention to sports news at all, you've probably heard the recent outcry about the racist comments, posts, and treatment that's been aimed at many of the WNBA's top black players this season. You may wonder how a league that prided itself on its commitment to diversity has ended up here, but as someone who studies intersections between gender, race, and sports, I'm not terribly surprised. The league has been growing in popularity and attendance the past few years, but most of its fan base until very recently has been longtime, die-hard women's basketball fans. As the league's visibility grew, so did media attention and sponsorships, especially for white players. In 2022, Las Vegas Aces star Kelsey Plum pointed out how white players received preferential treatment. Meanwhile, unanimous 2024 Most Valuable Player Aja Wilson of the Aces tried to compliment Plum and UConn player Paige Bueckers earlier this year by noting their awareness of their privilege as white women. The recently resurfaced video has generated a load of hate toward Wilson, accusing her of downplaying achievements in favor of race and attacking her for turning to victimhood. In reality, Wilson was, as she explained later, just saying they were good allies. Much of the current uptick in overt racism has come with Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark's entry into the NBA. Clark, who is white, was the league's most touted player coming out of college. The racism toward Clark's competitors started then as Clark and LSU's Angel Reese, who is black, faced off in NCAA tournaments. What both Clark and Reese saw as intense and entirely appropriate competition, and trash-talking became promoted on social media by racist fans as Reese's thug behavior. This approach to seeing Clark play against other black players has continued into the WNBA as Clark's presence has grown the league's fanbase, creating sellout crowds and record-breaking attendance wherever Clark plays. As retired Seattle Storm superstar Sue Bird pointed out recently, racism isn't new to the WNBA, but it has become much more blatant and threatening. Bird suggests racists have used Caitlin Clark as a pawn, and that's become a distraction from talking about the great basketball women black are playing. By pitting Clark against black players and relying on traditional racist tropes, racist fans have created a narrative of Clark as somehow targeted and persecuted by black players and a woke white league. Clark herself repudiates this narrative, but racists aren't listening.